Dear viewers and subscribers, welcome to Virtual Coffee with Jagadish in Parnika Tutorials YouTube channel. We have Mr. Anrup Shoban who has 11 plus years of experience in various organizations like Motorola, Intel and Apple. From last 2 years, he is working in Apple as a software engineer. He is with us to share his experience and knowledge with all the viewers. Thank you, Shoban, for accepting my request in your busy schedule, and I am very happy to host you and have you on our channel.
Hi Jagdish. Hi. So first of all, good to see you after a long time, and it's nice that whatever the job you have been taking up with respect to the Parnika tutorials, and I have been gone through. I mean, seeing few videos of your channel, and they seem to be pretty good.
Can my viewers know about your family background?
Hi, I'm basically from Kakinada, and both my parents are were working with SBA. And I have an elder brother who is currently working in Bangalore itself. And my wife is currently a housewife. And I have one kid, 4 years old.
Can I know about your educational qualifications?
I did my schooling till my inter or whatever, plus two, you call it. So in Kakinada itself, in Aditya institutions. And from there, I got into Gayatri Vidya Parishad in computer science engineering, where I finished my BTech. So then I kind of moved to BITS Pilani where I did my MTech in computer science.
I came to know that during your BTech final year, you got placement offers from Computer Science Corporation and also Satyam Computers. Can my viewers know much about it?
I attended few campus interviews in my third year, second semester. So one of them was Satyam. So it had 4 rounds with a written test, a technical round, group discussion, and a HR. And then I attended also CSC, Computer Science Corporation. So it had also similar pattern where there's a written test followed by a couple of technical rounds and one HR.
Thank you, Shoban, for giving the overview of Computer Science Corporation and Satyam Computer Selection process. Can I know the written test process of Computer Science Corporation?
So the written test process of Computer Science Corporation, it used to cover two major aspects. One is the aptitude and other is the programming part of it. So if I remember, it would be some 15 to 20 questions of aptitude, followed by one more paper of 15 to 20 questions of C programming, where it's mostly a multiple choice kind of paper.
Thank you, Shoban, for explaining the written test process in detail. Can I know the technical interview process at Computer Science Corporation?
The technical interview process of CSC is mostly concentrated about C programming and a bit of aptitude as well. So majorly the focus would be on the programming stuff in my case, where for example, I got in questions like explain the basic structure of a C program and what happens when it gets compiled and all those things. So that explanation, it would be, I mean, I try to give the briefest explanation possible in that case, like how it kind of compiler does the job, gives it into a machine code and how it executes and all those things. So once that is done, probably they were kind of checking out the logic part of it, like a few questions with respect to bitwise operators and other things. And then followed by it, they were kind of checking few normal puzzles and object aptitude kind of thing, where a lot of puzzle questions that generally gets asked in the interviews. So that was the second one was more or less like uh, it was covering the other parts like what are the basics of computer science subjects like OS or something. They were just brushing through the very basics of it, and it was more like a conversation after that.
Can my viewers know about the HR process?
Think it's not that much strenuous or something. So it was mostly just like a one-on-one friendly conversation that was happening, where they were more keen to understand the interest and what other things apart from academics we are trying to do and all those things. So nothing kind of too many intrusive questions or anything there. It's a plain conversation, I would say.
It is very shocking to know that you did not accept the offers from Computer Science Corporation and Satyam Computers. Any specific reason for it?
So I was kind of interested towards doing my higher education. So that was the main reason. Like I couldn't go towards HM and CSC that time and proceed with the MTech.
Usually, the students who have interest for higher education attends the placements for backup. During the HR process, if the HR asks, "Are you interested for higher education?" then does the candidate should say truth or not?
This was one of the question at least I too faced during my interviews as well. So as per me, it's better to tell your exact plan. Be transparent about what you're thinking. Be open about what you want to do, and let the HR or whoever is interviewing decide. Because the reason for this is like, be it anything, like always good to be honest with your interviewer, and if the positive outcome comes, it would be beneficial for you and him. If you lie, probably that might give you a success, but somewhere down the line it might impact a bit of rapport and other things.
I completely agree with you, Shoban. Can I know the BITS Pilani entrance process for MTech?
BITS Pilani at that time used to conduct one of the tests called higher degree entrance test. So you can compare it similar to the GATE pattern which we have. So it's a set of multiple questions and answers with negative marking, covering almost all subjects of computer science. So it's an online test, and probably once you give the online test and you get selected, you'll be called there for an interview. So once the interview is cleared, that's when you will be declared like whether you are admitted or not.
GVP is one of the best private engineering colleges in Andhra Pradesh. BITS Pilani is one of the premier institute in our India. What is the difference you found in BITS Pilani as compared to GVP College of Engineering?
Frankly, a lot of differences. uh, okay, the first one being the way of teaching and the exposure you get to apply it practically. So that is the starting point for me when I compare with my undergraduation with the post graduation. So a lot of things add to it, like infrastructure and the kind of professors, and also the curriculum. For our case, it was mostly like the JNTU decides the curriculum, and we have to be in the race to finish off the syllabus and all those things. Whereas in such institutes, what happens is that the professor himself can lay out what he wants to cover, how he wants to cover, and even the evaluation is not something like we give some final exam and we are gone through it. So there are different aspects counting to it, like small assignments, a project, and then kind of some normal tests. So everything adds up to 10-15%. And at the year end, even the final exam doesn't sound like a final exam because it doesn't have that much weightage. So it's hardly 15% to 20% weightage that you'll get there. So it's a kind of continuous learning and continuous application. So the major standout thing I would say is the application part of it, where you get to experiment, do hands-on stuff, and I believe that that brings more visibility into kind of what you are studying.
I came to know that during your MTech, you did 6 months internship at VeriSign. Can my viewers know much about it?
So as a part of my MTech program, the final semester we get couple of options. So either we can go ahead and do an internship at one of the companies, or you can stay back at the campus itself and do your dissertation. So I preferred the practice school thing, whatever is the internship program. So there I landed up in VeriSign.
After doing 6 months internship at VeriSign, you got employment offer from Motorola. Can my viewers know the selection process of it?
So during my internship times, I kind of attended one of the off-campus held by Motorola Solutions. So there it was again starting with a written test, followed by a couple of rounds of interview, the technical interview, and then the HR round.
Can you please explain the written test process of Motorola?
The written test of Motorola mainly concentrated about the core computer science stuff. So it started with a bit of algorithms, and then followed by few questions on C programming, and followed by few concepts related to operating systems and DBMS. So it was kindly around 30, 30 questions, I think. 30 questions for the written test, and probably got 40 minutes to answer.
Thank you, Shobhan, for explaining the written test process. Can I know the technical interview process at Motorola?
The technical round started with discussion about what I was at that time doing in my internship in VeriSign, and then followed by checking few of my C programming skills and algorithm skills, like programs like how do you try to do is different types of sorting, and how one sorting is better than the other, what really differentiates them, kind of stuff. And then in the second round, I think it was more related to in-depth programming, where there were questions related to kind of reversing some linker lists and optimal solutions towards finding such things.
Thank you, Shobhan, for explaining the technical interview process. Can my viewers know about HR process?
The HR process was a bit straightforward. So they were just checking out my career interests and what are my interests and hobbies. So apart from that, nothing much.
In which technologies you have worked at Motorola?
My work in Motorola started with wireless technologies. So where I was more inclined towards the mobile communication side.
After working for 1 year in Motorola, you shifted to Intel. Can I know the selection process of Intel?
So after working with Motorola for 1 year, I just tried out my hand with Intel. So it was an kind of four round interview where there was no written test. So almost everything was interview. And then once I cleared, I went into Intel.
You are a fresher when you gave interviews in Satyam Computers, Computer Science Corporation and Motorola. However, when you attended interview at Intel, you have 1 year experience in Motorola. So what is the difference you found in interview process?
First three companies, I was a fresher. So the focus was kind of a very overall thing. So with Intel, at least I was 1 year experience, and the job position was more or less related to the domain which I was working. So the major difference is like, unlike focusing mainly on programming and other basics of computer science, there is a lot of focus on the domain which I was working as well. So the basics of that domain and how things really work, and some kind of real problems that we have with those stuff, and those kind of discussions were more in place. So that does not mean that the other parts are not covered. Even there was an stress about the basic programming skills and the basic computer science knowledge.
Can I know in which technologies you have worked in Intel?
It was a continuation of what I was doing in Motorola, more or less. So there I was on the network side, and here I was mostly on the mobile device side. So it was mainly covering the domain of mobile wireless technologies.
If anyone is interested to work at Intel, what qualities does Intel organization expect from the candidate?
From my experience, like as a team, like when people are recruiting or they want to get someone on board, few aspects they will keep looking. Say, for example, if we are looking for a fresher or an intern kind of thing, the first thing that stands out is the enthusiasm and his grip on the basics. So it's the basics mean like computer algorithms, data structures, and any programming language of his choice. So the programming languages not be that wide in my view. Moreover, I will feel that the algorithms and DS are the ones which actually stand out. And if we are looking for someone who is a bit experienced, obviously the domain knowledge, if relevant, would come into picture. So we'll be interested to know like how in-depth knowledge he is possessing, or how he thinks in few of the open-ended issues with respect to domain.
What is the internship selection process at Intel?
So most of the internship opportunities at Intel are linked with the colleges directly, where the company actively gets the request from the college with a set of students and their resumes. So based on that, they will try to filter out whichever best suits for their needs, and then accordingly they will be offered the internship.
You have worked for 8 years in Intel and 1 year in Motorola. What is the difference you found in working culture at Intel as compared to Motorola?
I think the working culture was more or less the same, but with Intel, you have a lot more flexibility in terms of kind of exploring other aspects apart from your work. Like if you're interested to do some proof of concept or something, you can just go ahead and dedicate time to it and get it done. So the overall other part which would be interesting at Intel is like since the company is pretty big and have many divisions to it, so you can keep so there is a possibility to kind of move around those various divisions to gain various other experiences from other domains. So that would be the major difference when compared to Motorola.
After working for 8 years in Intel, you have shifted to Apple, which is the dream company for any CSC graduate. Can my viewers know much about it?
After working for 8 years in Intel, I tried to apply to a position in Apple which was linked to my domain and my current role. So that way I tried to get into Apple.
Can my viewers know the selection process in Apple?
So being 9+ years experience by the time I kind of attended the interview, so a lot of stress was there on my domain specifics and how deeply I understand and how I go through it. And also there was a very big stress on my programming and algorithm and data structure knowledge.
If you don't mind, Shoban, I want to ask one specific question to you. You have worked in Intel, which is also a dream company for CSC graduate. After working for 8 years, what motivated you to shift to the Apple?
Intel, the work was good and the exposure was good, but there is something that wanted more and kind of refinement and take it to the next level. So that's where I was focused on going to Apple.
Does BTech students can do internship at Apple? If so, can my viewers know the eligibility criteria and selection process of it?
The Apple internship process is more or less like a normal recruitment process. So where there will be the open positions that will be listed on the careers website of Apple. So you can just go through them and whatever you find a fit, you can apply it by submitting your resume. So the resumes will be then filtered out and probably you'll get a call for interview. So again, it might be some 3 to 4 rounds of interview, I think, and you will be well tested on various computer science aspects.
According to you, what are the good points to have in resume for getting internship opportunities in companies like Apple?
The first thing to kind of have thing your resumes is keep it short, keep it simple. Second thing is like highlight the various uh, technical projects that you are doing through. So more than academics, I would prefer like a standout projects or some research or something that you are doing to be highlighted in your resume because that generally gives a good impression with respect to the practicality of the candidate. So then followed by good academics.
From your experience, what should be the outlook once a person joins in any company?
From my experience, I think learning would keep you kind of motivated and activated irrespective of how much years of experience you have. That is the thing that brings newness into your life and kind of keeps you always on the move. Second thing is like don't be too scared to take risks. It's okay. So whenever you see that some risk need to be taken, just evaluate and make a calculated move. No need to stay back in a safe zone. And always uh, one good trait to have once you reach an at this stage is like try to own a bit of responsibility. like some work or some assignment or anything. It's good to see when people take the responsibilities on their shoulders and take it forward. So that is the way generally people evolve in an organization in becoming from a normal fresher or some other entry position to further positions in an organization.
Can my viewers know how one should approach for making career towards product-based companies?
If you're still pursuing your education and you dream to kind of get into some product based company, the first suggestion is like be well prepared in your regular curriculum. So pay good attention towards algorithms and data structures and practice them, be it any coding language of your choice, but you should be good enough to kind of translate an algorithm into programming language and try to be hands-on with programming. So this is one trait where many of the product-based companies do check in a fresher or for that matter any position later on also in your career. And if you are a kind of a guy who after working for say a couple of years in some service-based company and just wanted to try to go to a product-based company from there. So the same rules apply. Like so at least from my experience, like people below 3 to 4 years of experience, it becomes much easier to switch from a service based to product based, or in fact, a change of domain also is kind of bit easy in your current scenario. So there as well, the major stress would lie on sorry, not C, algorithms and data structures and the programming language. So the thing with this product based companies from my experience is like they pay good attention to the basics and how well the candidate understands the basic computer science applies and basic computer science knowledge. So my suggestion, go be good with the basics, practice, and be ready to code in an interview.
How is the working culture at Apple compared to Intel and Motorola?
The working culture was pretty good. I mean, it was more lively and active, I would say. So there are a lot of ideas flowing in and a lot of discussions regarding some ideas. And the time to kind of, I mean, there would be the environment is very conducive for new ideas there.
In last 11 years, what is the most challenging times for you?
Throughout the career, actually, there are many challenging times. Though the first one started with being a fresher itself. Like I was into some work area where it required some other knowledge along with the domain specific knowledge. So being a fresher to keep up with pace at both those things were a bit challenging, but the hard work paid off well there. And later on, when I got kind of settled with my job role and kind of moving forward, there were times when we need to step out of the normal workflow. Probably we have to learn some aspects which we never touched in our life at a fast pace and see how that kind of applies to our regular work. So I had been kind of bit proactive in those terms with respect to kind of taking out such new learnings and opportunities. So the initial learning part would be really challenging because there would be hardly not many people to guide you around and you won't get the time, but somehow you have to squeeze in the time and put in your efforts based on your interest.
Can my viewers know about your hobbies?
I love sports, so I'm into cricket. So whenever I do get time, I do play cricket whenever possible. So apart from sports, I really love traveling. So be it on foot, bus, train, car, whatever it is, I just like to be on the move. And apart from that, I'm very much fascinated about trains. So that is one one interest that never left me from my childhood. So keep following various aspects of trains and their workings.
Can my viewers know about your future plans?
My future plans are bit simple. So first thing is I just wanted to be gain much more expertise in my domain. So going forward, probably with that expertise, I also wanted to pursue my higher studies like PhD if possible and be a kind of an renowned expert in that area.
Thank you, Shobhan, for letting know about your future plans. I wish from bottom of my heart that you should reach your target as soon as possible. In last 20 to 30 minutes, I have asked several questions related to your educational qualifications, working experience at Intel, Apple and Motorola. If I missed any question, can you please highlight it?
I think Jagdish, you covered most of the stuff, so I think it should be good. So probably one suggestion for people going around. So keep it simple, be courageous, and be honest as much as possible. So that should be my suggestions for your viewers. On top of that, at least I really appreciate the good work you're doing for Parnika tutorials. So keep up that good work, come up with more content, and we would love to see more videos or more knowledge coming through from your channel.
It is my pleasure, Shobhan. This video will be very helpful for the students who are interested to work at product-based companies like Motorola, Intel and Apple. All your suggestions are very helpful. If anyone want to ask any questions to Shobhan, please write them in the comment section. Either me or Shobhan will answer your questions as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.